Hey guys, Faramir here. I want to make a guide for you guys, talk a little bit about a new deck that has become popular after GVG, and that's the Mech Mage deck. I thought I would talk about a little bit how it plays, what are the strongest cards in the deck, synergies between cards, etc, etc. How you can learn to master that deck and play it to Legend and beyond. It's kind of been described as the new zoo, right? Because it plays a lot of minions on the board. It's really a board control heavy deck. Then you have your finishers like fireballs and frostballs with your burn spells that pretty much replace the Doomguard Soulfire of the deck. That's just the direct damage of the Mech Mage. So I'm using this deck. Take this VC right here. It plays 2 Cogmasters, 2 Clockwork Gnomes, just for the early game. Get the board control going as soon as possible. Annoytron is really good against a lot of matchups, especially Voyeur and Druid is a really good matchup since it disrupts the main removal of the classes. Mech Warper obviously key component of the deck. It makes like every mech cheaper that you play, and synergies obviously with the Blast Mage. So that's probably one of the biggest cards you can talk about is the Goblin Blast Mage. It's pretty much your only AoE removal. It's kind of random, but you can set up the board for your opponent to make the Blast Mage very effective. So you can basically bring all your opponent's minions to 1 or whatever, and then play Blast Mage to optimize the outcome of the RNG basically. Other stuff that are in the deck are like Spider Tank. I like Spider Tank more than Harvest Goblin. It's more damage, and I feel like it's more resistant since it's a 3/4, and Harvest Goblin is just a true 3/4/3, which is a little bit underwhelming for an aggressive deck. That is an aggressive deck. It's just a little bit more board control, not that much charge to face like Charge Hunter is. And you want to get the board control in the early game, and then just push for as much damage as you can until you reduce board control, and then you want to rely on your burn spells like Fireball. For the late game, we have cards like Loathab, Archmage Anthonitis, and Doctorboom. Archmage Anthonitis is really strong, together with the spear points you can collect throughout the game that you can get from Clockwork Gnome, Stinky Town Technician, and yeah, like some decks play Yeti as well. You can get spear points from that as well. But I prefer Loathab since it really allows you to keep board control at some points. So especially the spear point you want with the Anthonitis is the stealth, so you can get the Fireball obviously. And Doctorboom we don't really have to talk about. It's a 9/9 for 7 mana with like 8 random damage possible. So that's really good for an aggro deck obviously. So I thought we'd just like play a couple games, see how it goes. I'm ranked 2 at the moment, but we'll see how high Mech Mage can carry us. I'm going to talk a little bit about the game, what you mulligan for, what you have to look for in certain matchups, what you play around, what is really important. Okay, that's actually a really good matchup we queued against here. Druid is one of the stronger matchups for Rogue. You really want to mulligan for your early game here. Cogmaster, Mech Warper, Snow Chugga, those are the cards you're looking for. Shredder is really good in this matchup as well, but you don't really want to have it on your starting hand, so I would probably go for this mulligan. Keep only the Cogmaster, look for your 2 drops, and just get board control early, because Druid, now it takes a while to get a minion on the board if they don't have Innovate. The hardest counter to this is pretty much Innovate Keeper to the Cogmaster. He kept 2 cards, so it's possible that he has a good early game. Let's see what we get back. Okay, it's not bad, but it's not great. We don't really have a good mech here. Clockwork Gnome is kind of underwhelming. We have double Cogmaster though. Could go for that. Could also just play Clockwork Gnome. But I like only playing the 1 Cogmaster here. See what he has. It's not really that important to push everything out. He doesn't have anything on turn 2. That's really good for us. So he's kind of planning on hitting this twice. And this is a really good draw. Can prevent him from hitting that twice, and also couldn't push up the second Cogmaster. Just start pushing for damage here. It's a lot of damage on the board that he has to deal with. He just has just shown us that he doesn't have Innovate Keeper, right? Because he just hero powered that guy. He's gonna do that for 1. That means that just means swipe incoming. Probably means we just play the Scientist here. Get the Mirror Entity up, because Mirror Entity is a really key card against Druid. Druid struggles with Mirror Entity that you get off a Scientist. You only play 2 Scientists, 2 Mirror Entities, and Druid really struggles because it's a deck that only plays good minions pretty much. And if you get a good minion with a Mirror Entity, you're pretty much happy. Yeah, he knows that. That pretty much means he wants to play a minion next turn, a strong minion. It's probably gonna be a Druid of the Claw coming down here, if I had to guess, or something like an Innovate Dr. Boom. Otherwise, he would have swiped this and removed the damage from the board. Yeah, see, Druid of the Claw. It's a pretty good minion, but we have a good removal here. The combination of the minions with the very effective early game minions, together with the good burn against the Druid, makes this a really good matchup for the Mech Mage. We're in a pretty good spot here. We have 8 damage on the board. He's at 13, only 6 mana, so he's kind of restricted on what he can do. He can't really remove our board while pushing out his own minions. We haven't really drawn our late game yet, so we're still looking for Dr. Boom and Antonidas, but we're still looking good here. The Mirror Entity is kind of restricting his possibilities as well. So you can't really push out a big taunt, because we would get that taunt and just like keep pushing for damage, pushing just to that taunt and attacking his face. This is one of the best matchups Mech Mage has. Let's see what he can do here. Destroy a little off the board while we're at it. That's really important. If you're into emoting, Mech Mage is one of those decks where you get a lot of hate if you do that. He's gonna Wild Growth on turn 6, that's interesting. You might want to play something next turn. This is the point where you just unload on the board, pretty much. Against Druid, you don't have to play around that much board clear. Something you have to be a little careful about is something like MC Tech. But right now it wouldn't even help him. Yeah, exactly. He can't even play it, and we would get a copy of MC Tech as well because of the Mirror Entity. So you have to play a little bit around that, but other than that, it's pretty much only Swipe and Force of Nature that Druid has to clear if they don't get early Innovate plays. Then, like with early Innovate, Keeper and stuff, Keeper of the Grove is a pretty good minion to clear something like a Cogmaster. Druid has really weak AoE removal. That's why board control deck like the Mech Mage is really strong against Rogue, against Druid. Sorry.
You asked for it. My magic will tear you
It looks like a mirror match here. Last mage is really good this matchup. We're gonna keep this. Clockwork Mom's decent. He kept 2 cards. That probably means he has a Cogmaster. Let's hope he doesn't. He doesn't have a Cogmaster, right? It's a pretty decent hand we have here. It might be something else than the Mech Mage. There's a lot of other mages running around right now. There's definitely freeze mages at the moment. I'm gonna trade here because I want to push out something next turn and then proc it pretty much. It's possible that this is a freeze mage. It's very possible. I'm actually kind of sure. Because the way he played, like double scientist, you don't play double scientist on the board if you have it as a. So I can take a risk here. If it's mirror entity, I might get screwed. So I'm not gonna take the risk with the Blob and Blast Mesh here. But yeah, it's not It's not Mirror Entity, so it's probably a Freeze Mage here. That's a really interesting matchup, because you have to push for a lot of damage early game. But while playing around their removal, because you only have... Oh wait, he has Portal. That might not be a Freeze Mage after all. Might just be some weird kind of mage, like, with a lot of secrets. It's probably a Secret Mage. So that most likely is a counter spell. It's kind of weird to play here, because if you play Blast Mage and it kills us, he gets the Blast Mage. But if he kill it first and then play Blast Mage, he also gets the Blast Mage. So it's kind of awkward to play. That's probably a counter spell here. Let's think about this. I think it's worth playing the Blast Mage here anyway. He's gonna get a 5-4. Oh, it's gonna proc. Oh, it's duplicate. Interesting. Is that gonna proc as well? Yeah, okay, there we go. We can just ignore it, push for a little bit more damage, and then hopefully next turn play Blast Mage again and clear his board a little bit more. That was actually not counter spell, it was actually duplicate. Interesting. That might be some kind of like hybrid Secret Mage, Fatigue Mage. Call it whatever you like. But yeah, against those kind of decks, you need to establish board control, push for a lot of damage, put on pressure, and then try to finish the game around like turn 7 with your Dr. Boom, turn 8 with Firebolts, stuff like that. Cobalt Geomancer, interesting. Oh, he's just spamming the board, he's desperate here. Okay, let's see what our Blast Mage can do here. We actually got both of our late game cards already. Yeah, that's not terrible. I think we can kill this here. Kill that guy. I don't really want to kill the scientist off. Give him another secret. If he does that, probably has a blizzard or something like that, or I'm actually not sure what he has. Explosive sheep. There you go. It seems to be a Fatigue Mage. Just going face. Let him make the trade. I'm actually not sure what kind of secret that is. I'm just gonna play this into it. Okay, it's Mirror. Better proc it now than when we play Dr. Boom. So you know that they can have another Mirror Entity here. But he gets some good trades. He might get board control back here. Depends on... Oh, that's actually really uncomfortable for him here. The taunt. He didn't think of a taunt here. It's definitely a secret mage. There's so many secrets in this deck. Like from the chunky. Okay. So it's just a Dr. Boom turn here. I think we trade this as well. Because this is threatens Dr. Boom. And it might be another duplicate, and yeah. We want to give him the stupid pirate that nobody likes. I'm sorry, pirate, nobody likes you. We have a lot of pressure with Dr. Boom, and we're gonna eventually draw into our burn cards. If not, we can do something fancy with Antonidas. Oh, Rack, he's going for it. If he hits this, we might be in trouble. Face. Alright. So, let's see here. I think we just swarm the board here. And let the bomb do its work, maybe? If it hits the face for 4, we win. So let's see if it works. Only 1. Alrighty then. I still think we play all the minions. Play this. This is a fireball, so I don't really want to play it right now. Do I want to play it? No, I don't think we played it. I think we save it for the Antonidas. He's in bad shape here. Owls. We get the owl. It's not great. But it's something. I guess if he has Flame Strike here, he might be in trouble. No, no Flame Strike. Okay. So he needs to freeze this or this. He needs to fireball this. Okay. 50-50 for the win here. 50-50. Don't chip. Okay. Big one, guys. Nice. That's just the power of Mech Mage. You seize board control early, make opponent make uncomfortable plays, and just win the game in like in 7-8 turns. That's pretty much the goal. 7-8 turns. If you have to play Antonius, this will gonna be a little bit later with fireballs. And yeah, it's really good against tempo decks, stuff like Druid. Oh, it's the same guy. Okay. He knows I'm Mech Mage now, so he has a little bit of an advantage. But we also know what he is. I'm probably gonna play this turn 1. I don't really want this to play turn. I want to play this turn 2. I want to play this turn 2. So I'm looking for like a 3-drop mech or a 2-drop mech. If you have a Cogmaster on turn 1, you always want to have a turn 2 mech, because that's such a big threat. He doesn't really want to play Mana Worm into it, because I get an easy trade. He might just Portal here, or play a Scientist.
I'll show them.
Oh, Scientist.
Show them all. Hurry up. Portals online. You.
We have to trade here. Something you have to be careful about is if every mech dies, your Cogmaster loses his buff. See, if it wouldn't have traded, he could have frostbolted and gotten a good trade here. So we don't want that to happen. Play this first to play around Mirror Entity. It's not Mirror Entity, so
I'll show them all.
I didn't want to give him another Scientist because he has a lot of secrets in his deck. This deck is really bad if you draw all your secrets normally. That might be Mirror Entity here. Well, let's test for it. Okay, it is. So we can just rock it. I'm gonna sacrifice the Scientist here to get the trap before I draw it. Okay. He actually gets a Mech Wiper. That's interesting. Stuff like that happens sometimes when you have multiple secrets in your deck. It's really this matchup is a lot about board control, because like with Zoo, if we're going back to Zoo, unless like every time you had board control, we were in a good spot, right? You can always buff your minions, push for more damage, get good trades, stuff like that. But if you're like, and it's a pretty good one for him here because it procs my trap. But if you didn't have board control, you were limited to stuff like Doomguard and charge minions, right? To kill your opponent. Just gonna go face here because this thing kind of forces him to ping. And if he pings this, he uses 2 mana, pretty much. That's actually really good for him. I gave him those Mech Vipers, which is really unfortunate for me. But yeah, nothing you can do about it. Let's see if it's Mirror Entity again. It's getting kind of annoying here. Let's see. This matchup also is a lot about tempo. If you trade too much, you lose too many cards. But I have to do this. This gets too many good trades here. So I have to delay that a turn to get a better trade. I don't think he plays Blast Mage. Blast Mage is something that gives you a lot of good trades. You're looking for good trades, value trades in the early game, and then you push for damage and finish them off with your burn. Pretty much that's how I play Mech Mage. Another secret. So we know it's not Mirror Entity anymore, because he doesn't have anything. Interesting if he pings the low type here. That would mean he would go for a trade here, which is unusual, because you kind of want to kill this and get the free kill. And he's going for it anyway. I think it's correct to play Antonius here. He doesn't have... It's not Mirror Entity, that's for sure. Let's duplicate, alright. I have to kill this off if I want to play Antonius, because I want this to live. And if I don't play anything here, just the secret, he might just overwhelm me with stuff that he has. I'm hoping that he doesn't have Fireball here. And he doesn't, so I'm in a good spot. I'm gonna get at least 2 Fireballs here. I can just Fireball this. Let's see what he has this turn. If you most of the time, if you have to go toe for toe with decks like this, you're gonna run out of cards and then you lose. So a lot of the time, that's what happens. But a lot of the time you have to do that anyway. I'm pretty sure he has a Fireball. Yep, there it is. Sad boys. Please didn't kill the Mana Worm. So we're in a pretty weak spot here. I attack with this first. Yep, that's why I attack with it first. We really need to draw our Doctor Boom here. That's our only late game. If you're in a position like this, you always want to get your late game cards. Also, you never want to use your burn randomly on the face if you're not in killing range, because you might need them to push through something like Kubelshi here. I could reversing switch Frostbolt, but it's really the same thing. I kinda have to fight for board control here, but it's a losing battle. This game might just be over if I don't drop Boom in the next 2 cards. And really depending on what he does as well. If he plays a lot more stronger cards, then it's gonna be very hard to come back from that. This deck is a deck that relies on getting control early, getting good trades in the mid game with stuff like Fireball, and then just finishing the game around turn 7 and 8. He's playing all his minions before he's killing my scientist. It's really smart. I also don't have a trap anymore. I've already played 2. So yeah, this game is pretty over. I could play it out. I'm just gonna go for a Doomsday here. I'm gonna play this game out and show you why this deck is so bad and coming back. I'm out of cards. This deck doesn't really play card draw. It only plays 1 Azure Drake. That's pretty much all of it. And you have the scientists to pretty much thin out your deck. But that doesn't really count as card draw, right? You don't have a lot of options on your hand. So he actually gets the synergy with the Watcher. That's cute. Yeah, he's back to full HP. This game is pretty much over. There's no card that can save him here. Some decks play Frame Strike, which is interesting in this deck. I don't really like it because you don't really have options. You don't really have the cards, right, to have the options of playing a minion or play Frame Strike. We're gonna play one more game here. Let's see what matchup we queue into. There's a lot of different stuff playing at the right now, but I think Mech Mage is one of the strongest decks you can play in the meta right now if you just want to climb fast and get to Legend. Okay, a different guy. It's not the same guy, so we're not gonna play against the same guy 3 times. It'll be a little bit boring. That's a pretty good hand. We don't really have a 1-drop, but we got a turn 2 with the Scientist and a turn 3 with Make Weapon or Archon. So we're just gonna keep that hand for now. If we draw into a Cogmaster, our plans could change, but this or Clockwork Gnome is also a really good 1-drop.
Hello.
Sometimes you play against mages, you want to keep something in your hand to proc the Moranti. Something like Clockwork Gnome, something like Cogmaster. A minion that is easy to clear for your board. Ping. If you know that you're playing against a Freeze Mage, by the way, don't play the Scientist or the Mirror Entity ever, because it just plays into their game plan of then they can just play a Doomsayer and give you the Doomsayer on the other side of the board, so everything dies. Since we don't have a minion to play next turn, we don't really care about his secret, and he might just play a minion here for us. If it's Freeze Mage, he's gonna play Doomsayer and we're gonna be sad, but we don't know that yet. It still would be very well be a Mech Mage. Kind of looks like it's a Freeze Mage or something like that though. We're gonna Hello. I think I'm gonna play this here. Even if it's Mirror Entity, we got the advantage with the Blast Mage. He has to run into the taunt. Okay. Seems to be something like a Freeze Mage. As I said, against Freeze Mage you just want to put a lot of pressure on the board early game. Yeah, see? He's gonna get the Mirror Entity here, and we're gonna get this Doomsayer. Really sucks for us. We can't do anything against that. I didn't know that it was a Mech Mage at the point where I played the Scientist, right? So I couldn't really play around it. But if you know it's the Freeze Mage, never ever play the Secret. Or the Scientist even. Just keep it in your hand. Until you've drawn both Scientists and both Secrets, and you can play both Scientists, because you can't get the Secrets, but... yeah. Oh, that's really nice from him, actually. Because that actually gives us a lot of options. Looks to be a Fatigue Mage. But the Fatigue Mage that Chucky played. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna ping here. That means we want to ping this again next turn. Although we don't really want to. That kind of fakes them into thinking we don't have a Boom or Infinitus. It also makes them trade this. And also lets us push for 2 more damage. We could have just traded here. It's a decent trade, but he's gonna make that trade probably anyway. So why should we make that trade if he can make it? I don't think that is smart that he just did. Unless he plays a card here. That wasn't very smart, because now we can just make him overdraw like this. It's gonna discard a card.
My hand is too full.
Goodbye. It also really restricts his card draw options. You can't play stuff like Arcane Intellect now. Or, I don't know what that secret is. It might be still a duplicate. Duplicate doesn't proc if you have 10 cards in hand, so... it's probably most likely an Ice Block though. Pretty sure it's an Ice Block.
What to do?
Boombots are really strong against Freeze Mage too. If they're low and you're playing Block Boom, they can't really board clear anymore. Interesting. We have a lot of burn here. I think we just go for the Antonitis. And buff the Antonitis. Give that another Fireball. Fireballs are really strong against stuff like that, or decks like this. Because he's already at 16. He needs to clear the board and look out for a burn now. He needs to clear this. He can't just freeze it. It's a really interesting spot we're in. That's most likely an Ice Block. We can't quite proc it yet just from our hand, because we only have 8 mana next or 9 mana next turn. That's only 12 damage. But yeah, he needs to deal with this. And yeah, that's not gonna be enough, just
The end is coming!
okay. Only 9 cards. But yeah, it gives us more fireballs here. We obviously want to kill the Doomsayer because we want to keep our board in our Antonitis. Now we have 4 fireballs. He's in a really bad spot. We can proc him next turn at 1 HP, so we don't even need the fireballs. And even if he extras himself then, he's in a really bad spot. Might just extras at me this turn. Okay, if he can kill us this turn, then he wins obviously, but if he can't do that, then we win. Let's see, we can do this, ping.
To battle.
This, ping. Yeah, it's an Ice Block. We can just kill this. Hope something like a Vitality Totem comes out of here to heal. And now there's no trigger. Alright. If he has 50 damage, he can win. That's the beauty of Freeze Mage sometimes. You don't need to care about your own health just to survive long enough until you get your combo. Oh, he's gonna Frostbolt his own Scientist for a second. For the second Ice Block. So he's not quite there yet. If he got it, then he's a god. Seems like he got it. Look, we can do the same thing. We can play this. Fireball inside. Just for BM, guys. A little bit of BM. I'm pretty sure we're about to get power blasted in the face. He's like, oh my god, does he run counter spell? Does he run ice block? This is some next level. But no, we're probably dead here. He only needs 2 spells or a pyroblast to kill us. He's so confused. Like, oh my god, is it ice block? No, it's not. Okay, lost. So I hope I could a little bit. I could tell you a little bit about the Mech Mage. I can. This is on the side there. The one that I played. I'm gonna throw it up the screen once more. I hope you understood a little bit about how to play the Freeze Mage. Yeah, how the cards synergize, and yeah, we're gonna be back with a lot more deck guides in the future. Just leave suggestions on the video if you want to. Yeah, what do you want to see? And my teammates Powder and T2 are also gonna upload videos about different decks. So yeah, just enjoy those, and I hope you liked the video. And yeah, tell me if you have any suggestions. Alright, see you guys next time.